Hello, this is Dave Stevens, also known as Lifestrom in the Non-Fungible People, like the Daz Discord. I'm here to talk about using the Unreal third-person template that we created, which makes it a lot easier to bring a non-fungible person into an Unreal project using the similar it's basically a mirror image of the third-person template that Unreal Engine provides. But specifically making it so that you don't have to retarget the animations for your non-fungible person, which can be kind of a pain. So I'm going to be walking through this. So you can see here I've got like this is the place that you could go to pull the template and get the latest, and it also has the instructions here. So basically, that's what we're going to be going over is the instructions. So you'll find the URL in the description of this video. So that's where you'll want to go first to be able to get that, because this will have all the instructions that basically we're going to be walking through here. I'm just going to be, basically following those same steps. So one of the first things that you're going to need to do is get the latest version of the Unreal Bridge. So this David Vaudeville is the one that originally built the bridge to the basically the Unreal Bridge. He did it on his own. He also helped us build this tutorial as well. And so um, you go to his site and he has information about basically installing the latest bridge. He says here there's a couple places to go to get it. We like what we'll point you to is to go ahead and hit up his direct one. We are going to be working on making sure that the ones in the like in Daz Studio that you would download the bridge are updated, to this latest stuff, yeah, soon, but it's not there yet. So, anyways, you'll be downloading it from the site. So here's the site that you're going to find, and as you can see that he's been making a lot of changes most recently, like Unreal 5 came out, and so he's been fixing things along the way that were discovered when Unreal 5 came out. You could use this for Unreal 5. You could also use it for some of the earlier versions of Unreal as well. I'm actually using like Unreal, uh, this version right here. So I can't remember what it is. 4.27 is what it is. But that's what we'll be using for this tutorial, but you should be able to use it in 5 too. Um, there may be one challenge in retargeting animations on Unreal 5 because they changed some of that, but he does have one of these pages, and I think we have a link in the instructions if you are using Unreal 5, what to do that's slightly different. Okay, so once you download this, you're going to basically follow these steps to install the Daz Studio plugin and Unreal plugin. And I'm not going to go ahead and through these steps. You go ahead and you can follow the steps on the site to do that. Um, then once you've done that, then you're going to want uh, this package, which is the third person template. So from the third person template, there's a link right here. You can also find it on the release, the right side with the releases tab. Like this is the one that you'd want to link. So that's right here. So this is like you just grab the latest of what's on the releases and go ahead and download. Basically, this zip file is what you need. Okay, so once you get that zip file, you're going to have to mark it, like unblock it so that, it doesn't cause you any troubles. And the next step is to actually install this, because basically it's a template. It's a blueprint template for Unreal, and we need to put it into the right folder for Unreal to recognize it. And so you can see that like it'll be under program files, like wherever you've installed Unreal Engine. You can see I'm using 4.27, and then under that is templates. And so that's where you could see that I've installed this. It's called the G8 third person blueprint. It's called G8 because it works for any Daz character that comes through the bridge with Genesis 8 based character. But we're branding it as non-fungible people because that's like a quick way to be able to use your non-fungible people in a real-time application in Unreal. Okay, and so once you've put this into the templates folder and you've installed the plugins correctly, then you're going to go ahead and bring up Unreal and start it up. And so I'm going to go ahead and close these other windows for now. And so you can see that you come up here. And so the first thing you want to do is create a new project using that new template that you've installed. So you're going to click on Games and then hit Next. And then you'll see in there, there's a non-fungible person icon. So this is the one that you want to use. And so it kind of describes what it's for. And then you'll hit Next there as well. Here, I'm just going to label it the UE tutorial. You could change it whatever name you want to have, and then you click Create Project. Okay, so that will take a little bit to load. Okay, so here it's loaded. We have this is the so you can see that this is what it loads up as. We have basically a generic figure here that it uses as part of that, like to basically set up the animations correctly. Um, but uh, but it looks very similar to what you'd expect from the standard third person um, uh, Unreal. So if you hit play, just to show like what this template allows. And so this is actually a Genesis 8 based character right now. Um, just a very default one. But you can see basically you could walk around using normal WASD controls and then press space to jump. And so that's like a really good starting point uh, for a third person character. And the nice thing is that you do have the camera to be able to at any point like look at your character. So you could that which is a great way because I mean these are that's one of the best big benefits of the non-fungible people is that they're so high fidelity and that they look great. So being able to have the camera so that you can kind of view them is pretty essential. Okay, so the next step is pulling in your character, so your non-fungible person, and going through the bridge with that person. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Daz Studio here. So, like you'll be wanting to create a new scene here. And then if you're just starting up Daz Studio fresh, that's just, so you'd normally just see a view like this. And so if we go to the content library, and then type in NFP at the top, this is what you'll see. You'll see your characters here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one and double click on it. That way it brings it up in Daz Studio. And this is pretty standard for how you work with a non-fungible person if you're just even if you're just creating a scene within Daz Studio to do some renders. Okay, so I've got my NFP up, and you can see there's no lights by default, and that's fine. We don't care because all we're doing is exporting it out. So one thing you will need to do for this to work properly, you can see that when it's created, it's automatically put under this null node. And that does mess a couple things up if we leave that. So we're going to go ahead and right click on this and choose unparent. So now you can see that it's just, all by itself, and you can delete this if you want. It doesn't really matter. But now the non-fungible person is at the root of the hierarchy, and that's what you want. So then you'll go up to File, and you're going to go ahead and let's see. Send to, and then Daz to Unreal. And because I have Unreal up right now, I have the scene still up. It's going to basically be plopped into there. You're going to want to basically, like, you could just keep the default options here. This is just where things are going to be going as an intermediate stage, but that's not the final location. What the asset name is, that we want it as a skeletal mesh, and we could basically leave the default options and accept. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that because that takes a little while to do this export. So once you've done the export, you'll switch back over to Unreal and you can see that it's doing the conversion, and we're just going to let it run as well. And that'll take a little while to do all the imports. And these things are just fine. So basically the normal maps, it's going to just map them over. You could hit OK, but it'll just, assume that you want to do that. So I'll wait a moment for this to complete. Okay, so we're back. You can see that it's completed the import, and you can see now that my non-fungible person is here. It shows up by default under Daz Unreal, like that folder. And so here we go. So that is the character that I want to use, but the way to import it and place it in this place is that we're going to go scroll down to on the right side of this world outliner to the third person character. And so you can see that there's some details here. And like what we want is the mesh. So you can see that there's a mesh. The skeletal mesh is listed as the mannequin. And so we want to change it to the non-fungible person. So you can see that there's a skeletal mesh for the NFP. And that's what we want. So you can see that she is now in there. Now this particular character has the hair that's kind of stretched out, and I'm sure I could tweak it, but I'm not going to mess with it for the purposes of this. But here she is in the scene, and you can see that she came in pretty good with the textures and all assets applied out of that hair issue. So, and one of the things that is during the step, there's behind the scenes work that was done to make it so that this character was basically automatically like retargeted towards the animations that are used in this particular this particular template. So that's basically all you have to do. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so now I'm in here, and now I've got my non-fungible person, and she's all ready to go. I could scan the camera around, see her from different angles as she runs and jumps around. And this is a great place to start from to be able to build your own experience, whether it's a catwalk experience or a full game that you want your non-fungible person as part of. Make sure to let us know what you create with it, and definitely reach out to me in the Discord. Again, I go by Livestream, and I'd be happy to help with any issues that you have. And I would love to see what you end up creating with this. Thank you very much. Good luck.